7 seasons, still lots more to come here on Molson Canadian Game Day, including Mike's sit-down interview with a man you might recognize, the Leafs' new head coach, Paul Maurice.
I'm going to be nervous and excited and anxious and all the things that you should be when you go behind that bench for the first time.
We've got some special things in the works for you this season on Leafs TV, and nothing is cooler, really, in our opinion, than getting up close and personal with these players, really truly taking you from your living room onto the ice. Not even first row at the Air Canada Centre, but right on the ice. We have him ready to go for his first game as a Toronto Maple Leaf. As soon as those guys hit the ice, we will take you to that camera that fast. We are all about bringing you the experience of being here at the Air Canada Centre as all of the Leafs Nation watching us right here. I want to bring Brian Duff back into the conversation as we await the guys to come out of the dressing room.
And when you talk about warm-up, Jody, I want to talk to two guys who've lived it. From a goaltender perspective, Greg, how important is it and what really rattled you in warm-ups, if anything?
Well, if I had a guy like Vibe shooting at me, I would get warmed up and don't get hurt.
Back to Molson Canadian Game Day. As I mentioned, we have a lot of exciting new little features that we're doing on Leaf TV broadcasts, and one of the most innovative, in our opinion, one of the coolest things is we're going to give you the real game, pre-game experience. No announcers. They're muzzling us all from 7:30 to the moment the puck drops. It's going to be 8 minutes of watching and listening and feeling what it's like to be at the Air Canada Centre between that amazing time that the crowd gets a little bit of that buzz right up as the momentum builds to the opening face-off of the game. So that is Countdown to Puck Drop, and we will premiere that tonight, of course, at 7:30. Right?
Well, look at our special.
I got something special for you guys. I know you've been looking forward to this because we have all been wondering just what does it feel like to be an Ontario kid who grows up and gets an opportunity to be the head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And what does it feel like to be that man just before you step onto that bench for the very first time? We all imagine what that must be like. I was lucky enough to get to sit down and ask him, and you know what? He told me. Where your mind goes, kid from Sault Ste. Marie, you're about to step behind the Toronto Maple Leafs bench for the very first time as head coach. Where does your mind go?
I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to that. It's kind of like a little inner joke. I get all that part. Small town, grew up with the Leafs, grew up in Ontario, and then you get to appreciate that. You know, I did that. I think I'm going to have a similar feelings, especially maybe opening night, but to the finals, you know, the Stanley Cup Finals. You get back behind that bench and you can't help but smile just a little bit because you were watching this on TV, what seemed like last year, but really you were 5 years old. The dream is there, and now you're standing there. It's great.
You seem so unflapping just a little bit as you prepare for the Buffalo Sabres, a team that saw their club adapt very well to the new NHL. You know all about the battle.
The coaching staff has to get a new
Prepared as you can when the games really count.
Absolutely.
That Leafs Nation, don't panic if things don't go brilliantly this evening. They might go just that much better.
Yes, I'm getting used to that. It's going to take...
To introduce Leaf Nation to the man behind the coaching persona. I had the opportunity to work with you at our prior positions.
Yes.
And that you're really the underachiever.
Absolutely. I'm playing junior because it was going to pay for my university. And that's how this... It's business, but I wouldn't consider...
So what did your parents do so right?
You know what? Game was a lot different then. Yeah.
You fell into coaching, and now you're the head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Interestingly enough.
The equation, what would Paul Maurice focus on?
No, that's a great... I'm probably got a bit more of a classic rock bent. I spend a lot of time...
And Toronto Maple Leafs experience to you in your living room and to all of you who can be here watching us. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulties. It seems like everybody wants to turn up every TV in the Air Canada Centre so they can hear us, which is not a bad thing because we have stuff to say, don't we, guys? We want to get back to the Paul Maurice stuff. Let's go back to what you were saying. You were kind of drowned out.
Maurice?
Give us a little antidote.
Well, I just wanted, more than anything else, to say that he's a methodical coach.
Welcome back to Molson Canadian Game Night. There's a lot of testosterone on this desk. I got to bring in Andy Petrillo and find out what's going on down there with you, girl, and the starting six for both squads. Andy, take it away.
All right, thanks, Jody. Well, for the Sabres, the first to take